the ancient biblical catastrophe that gave Greece its current shape and form. Now, I'm going into this as a brief history because we're having tremendous amount of big earthquakes on the Hellenic volcanic arc. That's like a type of a semicircle reaching from the Peloponnese towards Crete and then up towards Rhodes. It's full of volcanoes. And even Santorini had recently a 4.4 volcano, which is Santorini is a volcanic island. Another volcanic island north of that, Nisyros, has had 5.3, 5.0, 5.2, and that is not at all good. So I want to go into a little bit of this past of this area. Now, a sharp rise, we also have noticed from what the scientists have told us that a lot of the seashores around the lovely little Greek islands that we have here in the Mediterranean, the Aegean Sea, the sea has gone lower. It's gone down. The sea level has gone down, and that means that the area is inflating. The magma is inflating under this whole area that you see here. So it's just a matter of physics. If this is like a balloon inflating, the water is just going to drain down somewhere else. That seems to be taking place now. That is not at all a good sign. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Now, there are those that believe that at the time of Moses, it was Thera or Santorini, that it's the same name, it's the same island, that had erupted at that time, causing an earthquake and volcanic tsunami. Now, this I'm translating again from a Greek article. A sharp rise in the sea level by at least 1 to 1.5 meters, that's about 3 to 5 feet, occurred in the North Aegean about 7,600 years ago. That's about 5,600 BC, while something similar happened earlier, 8,400 years ago. These incidents probably had significant social and economic consequences for the people of this area by putting a brake on the development of Neolithic agricultural settlements and cultures, as large coastal areas would suddenly, of course, be inundated with water. They would be drowned underwater. This is the conclusion of a new research by German scientists based on the study of fossils of tiny ancient marine organisms that have been preserved in the sediments of the North Aegean seabed. Now, researchers from the Center for Biodiversity and Climate Research in Skengenberg and the Institute of Geosciences at Goethe University in Frankfurt, led by Professor Jans Hurl, published a paper in Scientific Reports. He said, approximately 7,600 years ago, sea levels must have risen sharply in the Mediterranean region bordering southeastern Europe. Southeast, of course, we're talking about the Mediterranean Aegean area. The North Aegean, the Sea of Marianas, which is towards Constantinople, Istanbul, and the Black Sea, which is towards Crimea, recorded an elevation of more than 3 feet. This has led to the flooding of low-lying coastal areas, which would have been ideal for settlements, said Dr. Hurl. So, okay, this is probably what's happening now. Okay, the areas are elevating by more than 3 feet, as it happened about 8,000 years ago, means that the water is running off somewhere else, flooding other low-lying areas. So where is the water going from this volcanic arc of Greece? Is it going where? We don't know. All that the geologists are telling us is that it is draining the seashores of our islands are draining off the seashore. The sea is a lot lower, which means that the water is going where? Is it going towards Libya? Is it going towards Malta, which is a pretty low island anyway? I don't know. I have to research that to find out. Now, going back to the article, the Neolithic Age marked the transition from a society of hunter-gatherers to a society of farmer-stock breeders. With its cradle in the Middle East, the agricultural revolution spread to southeastern Europe and the Aegean. Archaeologists excavations showed how that 7,600 years ago, there was an unexplained and abrupt recession in the creation of such settlements. German scientists, with their new study, believe they probably found the explanation for this. The researchers took samples from the North Aegean seabed and the study of seabed microorganisms, namely the fossilized phytoplankton of the species Emiliana huxley that exist in these sediments, and it allowed scientists to make estimates of metamorphic changes over time as regards the salt content of surface waters of the Aegean and consequently for the water level. The analysis revealed two sharp decreases in salinity before 8,400 and 7,600 years ago, which can be explained, according to scientists, only by the fact that larger volumes of low salt water would flow from the Black Sea to the Sea of the North Aegean, and this would result in a sharp sea level rise in those two cases. Researchers estimate that there was widespread flooding along the shores of the North Aegean, which coincided with two similar recessions in the Neolithic agricultural and technological revolution. The oldest rise of waters, 8,400 years ago, around 6,400 BC, seems to coincide with archaeological finds according to which the coastal settlements had then faced significant obstacles to their development. The second blow to the inhabitants of the area came 800 years later, with a new rise of waters and the new floods that followed. The study of the corresponding sample core from the bottom of the South Aegean, which had been taken in the past, had not shown at the same times in the past similar phenomena for the North Aegean. Now, linking the past to the future, Hurl warned that due to climate change, we expect global sea levels to rise by up to 1 meter, that's over 3 feet, in the next 100 years, and millions of people can be displaced from coastal areas with serious social and economic consequences, he said. And the sources are from this Greek article on Diagnostica and Reuters. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.